as I said earlier, she brings a very special micro-niche skill that she speaks with great passion, great knowledge. She knows the game that she expects from others. Very, very important. When we receive information, receive people that actually know similar to someone coming to you and saying, I'd like to teach you how to become a millionaire. First question you should ask them, any sense? But she cannot teach it, she doesn't know what you cannot give. But she is a model of behavior that you expect in the future people. The conference, which officially starts, well, this is sort of unofficial part. It's the first time actually we had an event. We'll take on a special look and feel. We have essentially reinvented models. We continue to emphasize two goals of phrasing that. Let me just backtrack on that. Those of you that are not familiar, fully familiar with who we are a 25-year-old principle-centered global leadership network. That's what we are. Principle-centered global leadership network. We are social partners. What does that mean? It means profits that we earn, that we millions of dollars. All the profits that we earn in terms of education are recycled back into our community to improve the condition of paying myself years $1 a year, not earn money from pay for the revenues that are generated by the things that we do. You get the benefit of those revenues. I earn my speaking around the world, writing books and getting paid royalties from my writings, but not from the revenues that we generate from the countries and all the other products and services that we buy. And so, as I started to say, we are 51,000 strong, 51,000 top-line professionals, business owners, and leaders in our field. Now you may think that's a lot. It isn't. Remember, I've been at this for 25 years. I've given over 2,000 speeches, written 3 best-selling books on the subject. I've done 4.5 million miles. I have managed to cobble together 51,000 that think like 51,000 as a percentage of 36 million black people. Which is what a small percentage. But that has never dissuaded me or discouraged me from the work that God has allowed me to do. Understanding that Jesus had 12 disciples in one turn. So we don't need 36 million black people to love to happen, but we don't need 36 million black people to get our people to the promised land. We just need a few. And it's always been only a few that have led our people really need to be led. Understanding that even Dr. King was not fully supported by black people. You know that. You know that. And that is one of the reasons the Black Baptist Church was split. The rest of Baptists and the National Baptists, because he went to Baptist preachers in the North and said, here's what I'm doing. And they said, please leave those people alone. Stop making mess and stop disrupting. And can't count on us. So Dr. King did not have the support of black people. We are focused on, at Fraser Dam, economic development through education, training, and empowerment of black people. We have two simple goals. We have been working on these two goals for 25 years. And we will work on these goals for 100 years because it will take about another 3 to 5 generations to achieve these two goals. The first goal is to help black people build wealth that can be transferred intergenerationally. That is not to say that we do not have wealth. That would not be accurate. We're a $920 billion annual economy. If we were a nation, we would be the 17th richest nation in the entire world. So we're not poor, we're just broke. Our money goes in one direction, away from us. And we are on the precipice of becoming the first generation baby boomers, by the way. Well, this was on the front page of USA Today, not only, but I hope you saw this about black people and money, but we are on the precipice of being the first generation of Africans in America to raise another generation of Africans in America that will not do better than us. So we are the only generation in 400 years in this great country to raise another generation that will be worse off. So you can count me out of that. I will not contribute to that statistic. I didn't even recognize you. I didn't even recognize you. As you're standing in the back, I hardly recognize this. But you got a whole new, like, do going.
I'm a black woman. We have that option, right?
All right, so we're going to put a pin in this discussion. Oh, I got to tell you the second goal, so just complete the thought. The second goal is to help black people become the #1 employer of black people in the 21st century. We too must create working jobs for our people because that is the only way we raise our poor. And every immigrant group that has ever come to this country understands this but us, right? As Jews are the #1 employer of Jews, and Asians are the #1 employer of Asians, East Indians are the #1 employer of East Indians, Arabs are the #1 employer of Arabs. Ultimately, we too must become the #1 employer of our people. How long will it take? It will take about 100 years for us to achieve. But we must be patient, because it seems to me, based on my analysis of the great things that we've accomplished since we've been in this great country, anything that we put our minds to do takes us about 100 years to do. It took us 250 years to free ourselves from 1619 to 1864. We did it without guns or money. Right? We did it without guns or money. Now, why do you think we were successful at freeing ourselves without guns or money? Because we were right. And whenever you are operating out of goodness and righteousness, you will always win. It will take time, but you will win. We were right. It took us 100 years to achieve civil rights, voting rights, and public access from 1864 to 1964. We did it without guns or money. Why do you think we were able to achieve this? Because we were right. Closing the income and wealth gap between blacks and whites in America is an overarching vision and goal for our people. And we will achieve this because we are right. But it will take time. And you're part of this movement. You see, we are very clandestine. We don't really talk about what we are really about. See, you think you have come to a conference. This is not a conference. This is a movement. That's really what it is, right? It's a movement. We have to keep it quiet because the Bible tells us that oftentimes the greatest enemy is within. Okay? So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. There'll be a lot more when we officially kick off the conference with Ambassador Shabazz, the daughter of Malcolm X, tomorrow morning. Be there or be square. And tonight we have the privilege, and I mean it from the heart, of hearing from one of the great sisters, one of the great speakers, one of the great inspirers and motivators in our community. I love this lady. Our relationship is probably 20 years old, and we used to kid each other because we could see each other on the circuit everywhere, and we would say, you know, we have to stop meeting this way because people are going to get suspicious. You know? Whenever you are seen with the same sister and you're married for 40 years, constantly, right? You know, you don't even have to say anything, like they start calculating. So anyway, Lisa Nichols is a force to be reckoned with. She is a best-selling author, a popular public speaker, powerful coach, a charismatic leader. She has reached millions, both nationally and internationally, with her powerful message of empowerment, service, excellence, and gratitude. Her participation in self-development phenomenon, The Secret, she's the only sister in The Secret, Canada, her popularity across the country. Lisa has appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show, Extra, Larry King Live, and NBC's Emmy Award-winning Starting Over. In addition, Lisa is the founder of Motivating the Masses, CEO of Motivating Team Spirit. Her transformation workshops have impacted the lives of over 210,000 teams and 1 million members. Her book, No Matter What, hit 6 bestsellers lists, including the New York Times, the first 37 days of being released, and has already sold in 28 foreign languages. Lisa has been fluent great through specialists, volunteers in the industry. She's been honored with many awards and recognition for how she worked with humanitarian award from South Africa, Ambassador to the World Award, Emotional Literacy Award. It goes on and on and on again. She is a dynamic speaker with an extraordinary story that I would like to share. And we're tremendous and gifted and anointed to touch people's hearts and souls. She is a master at accomplishing fathomable goals and teaching others to do the same. Lisa has transformed her life from struggling single mom to a motivational millionaire entrepreneur. French. Instant messenger entrepreneur is the male equivalent of French tradition. One who takes risks. Entrepreneur is the female one who takes risks. Now, she has dedicated her life to teaching others again how to do the same. She is, again, an incredible sister who I love. We have shared the stage in many places around the world. I cannot think of anybody better to really sort of truly kick off our conference tomorrow than the incredible Lisa Nichols. Please give a warm
When she moves out, move it back to the back of the stage. Go get close. There.
Another year breaking it. Yes, yes?
Yes.
George, my brother, from another mother. I always love playing with George, and this year it was, you know, you make a commitment. You guys can turn the light off, because that's the main thing I'm talking to the camera all day. You know, when you make a commitment to do something, it's immediately tested. And what I pray for you is that some of the problems that I see you face today, that we can all walk through those challenges, which is I cannot be enough late. I said yes to George last year. I say yes to George every year. It's just an automatic yes list. And then the year occurs and I get 1,000 phone calls all asking for the exact same day. And that happened this year. And George and I just constantly made a commitment. We got to do. So first I was going to speak on Saturday. And I have to be speaking on Saturday. And we're talking about speaking on Friday. And I have to be speaking on Friday. And, you know, I was going to say no, but I told George who was asking. And that was the Peruvian government was asking me to come and speak for them. And George said, no, baby, you go. I was like, but George, I want to be with you. He's like, we can work something else out. And so we created tonight. Is that all right with you guys?
Social media stuff we're going to do for you. So we want to just help those quickly.
Absolutely. How you guys? How are you? I'm wonderful. How are you? Absolutely.
Good evening, everybody. Okay, we're going to be doing something very special tonight for those people who entered into the room. If you guys take a look at the screen, we want to feature you guys. Lisa is going to say something amazing tonight. How many people believe?
Yeah!
Good. So this is what I want you to do. We don't want you to keep her message a secret. If she says something powerful that blesses you, bless somebody else. Here's how you do it. Right here. I want you to write down £, that's the tic-tac-toe symbol, PNC 12. And whatever she says, all you have to do is tweet that and put £, PNC 12 behind it, and it'll show up on that wall. There's some people talking about that. Okay, £, PNC 12. That way, share it with the world. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Sharon.
All right, folks, have a good one. Show us on the screen, whatever you do.
Oh, y'all see some show on the screen? No, it's I like her shoes. So my point is that when the Peruvian government asked me to come, and I was willing to say no, because this was my commitment. George and I were willing to be radical to add an evening after a day. So for those of you who got great value out of this Saturday today and chose to stay for this evening, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is George's commitment to constantly give you value, my commitment to constantly give you value, and to speak into your breathtaking future. And so, right, not just your future, your breathtaking future. But our breathtaking future, we play a role in it. So tonight I'm going to inspire you, encourage you, motivate you, but I am okay with making you mildly to significantly uncomfortable as well. Because in that space, that's when who you can be pushes against who you are being. And they don't fit anymore. That's when your size 9, 10, and 12 inches trying to fit into your size 5 feet. And it gets mildly uncomfortable. I'm okay with that as well, because I'm not a motivational speaker, I'm not an inspirational speaker, I'm a transformational coach, to be clear. I come for your breakthrough. That's my agenda. I come for your breakthrough. Now, if you're entertained along the way, that's cool. But I came for your breakthrough. Are we clear on that? Yes? All right. So, tomorrow morning, I have to be up and in the limo by 3 a.m. So y'all hear me saying I just stopped by. I was rather enough to fly from San Diego yesterday to get in last night, just to spend tonight with you, to get back on the plane and travel all day tomorrow to get to Peru, because you are worthy. You are worthy. Hands down, you're worthy. Not because I want to appear nice. No, I know that I'm sitting in that chair somewhere. I know that someone with a vision like me, a goal like me, my sister, my brother, who, you know you have that thing, you can put the pieces together. And you know when you serve the world, you have to figure out quite how to do it. Like I know the what, I couldn't figure out the how. And then I need to find the tools for the do. And so I showed up for you. I showed up because a lot of my journey was lonely. A lot of us spent this in my rooms, a lot of us spent head down, elbows up, let it go. Every time I say something that screams to your soul that this is exactly what I need to hear in this moment, I want you to hear yourself say, yes, yes. There you go. And every time you hear that thing you should be doing, whether you're doing it or not, I want you to hear yourself say, yes, yes. Without your neighbor's permission, I want you to say, yes, yes. Without trying to seem like the person on your left and right, all by yourself, say, yes, yes. Every time you hear that thing in you that's growing, that giant that's growing, that ginormous that's coming alive, more and more and more, I want you to hear yourself say, yes, yes. And when you leave this place, and the conference has come to a close yet again for another year, and you go back into your world where some people get you, and some people don't. When someone speaks to your soul, then there by yourself, not in this room, I want you to still be bold enough to say, yes, yes. Loud and proud say, yes, yes. Even when they don't get your vision. Yes, 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 yes. Even when they don't get your vision. And they want to question your intentions. They want to question your sanity. Yes, yes. Right. See, there's freedom in being considered crazy.
Yes, yes.
Why would I ask every time we come together? I'm not doing it as a shtick. I'm not doing it as a branding method. My book is no matter what. I'm saying yes, yes, because sometimes you need to do something a little different. Last year you may have only said yes one time. And you know, we hear that thing, if you want something different, you got it. When we think it's something huge, sometimes we just add in one extra yes to your yes. Sometimes we turn the volume of the second yes up loud enough to feel a little bizarre. Just that. See, I was willing to say yes, yes with knees knocking and teeth chattering. I was willing to say yes, yes when I sat by myself and no one agreed with me. I was willing to say yes, yes when people questioned my intentions as a single mother, risking it all to gain it all. People ask, how did you do it? Well, let's start with the yes, yes. That's why I started with that statement, because that's what I said. I didn't look for the instructions. There are no instructions to walk my journey. I'm writing them. There are no goals. I want to figure out if someone who's done before. No one's done this before. So I figured I'd say yes, just jump in, knees knocking, teeth chatter, and figure it out, and then tell somebody what I need. You got to be able to risk it all, to gain it all. Yes, yes? Yes, yes. Now, I love taking calculated risk. I love taking calculated risk. I love to plan phenomenally, and then take the risk and jump. And so tonight, I'm going to cover a lot of ground with you. I'm going to go through a lot. This is the most time I've had with you guys at Praise Your Name. We've always been a nugget here and a nugget there. Tonight, I would say, let's spend some good time together. So, I'm a coach. I'm a trainer. How many of you in this room have been my students before? You've come out to a training, you've done coaching before, and you guys know I'm hands-on, I'm intense, I go in. I mean, when you come out and you play with us in our background, we go in for your breakthrough. I mean, it's intense. It's a hands-on, interactive experience all day long. I tell my students, eat your Wheaties. Drink 8 ounces of water for 8 days. And get 8 hours of sleep for 8 days before you come. Because it's not a talk shop, not a listen shop, it's a work shop. Because the only place you're going to have breakthrough is in action. So tonight, may I treat you like you're my students for the next 2 days. Yes. 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 And whoever didn't say yes, I'm going to do it anyway. You signed up for it, you know you signed up for it. So tonight, we're going to do some interactive experiential learning. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to expand your thinking. I'm going to test your thinking. I'm going to push your thinking. I'm going to push your way of thinking. I'm gonna find a place where you become uncomfortable. We're gonna expand beyond that. Because the moment we take your mind and we push it beyond its comfort zone, it's forever expanded. It can't ever take its original form again. So my goal is to not stay in the inside of your comfort zone. Then I've wasted your time. My goal is to stretch your capacity. And so in that, I am going to go to that place where you want to stop. And if you stay coachable, you're going to keep going because I'm going to coach you to keep going. And then you would have done that thing you didn't think you were going to do today when you thought you got dressed. So you can be the man or woman that you've always known yourself to be when you got up and got dressed. I look at my life now, and my life is very recognizable, to be honest with you. I look at the journey, and I look at who my clients are, and my life is very recognizable. Matter of fact, from last year to now, right, Joe? We look and there's such a transformation occurring. It was last year here that I announced. Last year, Joe? Was it last year?
Last year.
Jesus. It was last year here that I announced after raising my son and needing to be on government assistance when I had my son. I was born and raised in South Central LA. And when my son was born, I had to be on government assistance. I didn't have any insurance, and I remember standing on Central Boulevard, LA, you want to know LA, so I'm on Central Boulevard, and I'm going into the county building. I'll never forget standing in line, and my knees were shaking. I was so upset. You know that moment you say, how did I end up here? Anybody here? Somebody say yes, yes. Come on, y'all gotta say yes, yes, I remember standing in the county office. I was trying to do the official name. I don't know what they call the county building. Government assistance building. I don't know the county building. So I'm standing in the county line going, how did I end up here? I've been working since I was 14 years old. How do I get here? And I remember going up to the window, and I said to the woman, I said, I just need a little bit of help right now. Anybody been there? Yes, yes? Yes. I'm just in a window of time that I've never been in before, and as you can see, I'm 7 months pregnant, and I need to get insurance so I can have this baby. But I promise you, ma'am, that give me 3 months. It still brings tears in my eyes to go back and listen to the conversation. Give me 3 months, and I promise you, I won't take advantage of the system. And you know, she heard plenty stories. And so she was kind of like, yeah, this is all paperwork, girl. And if I need her to see me, like I'm not whoever else in this line, I promise you. I'm not trying to get food stamps at 7. I'm not trying to get the EMT card. I'm not trying to get the wig with the children. That's how the cheese and jump party. Your ROI would be high, but I just need some help. But I remember something struck in her, I guess I was really shut up, she was like, she saw me.
Yes, yes.
Because I wasn't going to go to the paper until she saw me. And she looked at me and she said, you know, I kind of believe you. I kind of believe that you really just need some help for a minute.
Yes, yes.
And I took a breath. And she filled out the paperwork, I went away, and in the next 30 days I got a job where we went over the county, it takes a while to get approved. By the time I got approved, I had a job. So I get all these food stamp books in the mail, and I get these checks, and I go back up to the county building, and I go back to her, and I said, hey ma'am, I got a job, I don't need this anymore, so I wanted to bring it back. But she looked at me, and she said, you didn't have to tell us that. I said, I know, but I just needed a bridge, some help, and I got a job, and so I'm cool. And she said, ma'am, you can keep that. And I remember I had just gotten a job, and you had to hold your paycheck. paycheck. rock bottom. And you will never have a need, a basic need. And you might have some wants that I'm not interested in fulfilling. But you will never have a basic need that I can't feel. See, that day, I became convicted at a whole new level. That day, I realized that my convictions are not always going to be convenient. And I have to be willing to be inconvenienced around my convictions. See, some of y'all don't get that when you leave this room. You ain't even got it yet. Because you still want something, but you want it to be convenient. See, when it hurts too much, it causes too much from you, or costs you what seems to be too much, you decide you don't really want it. Yes, come on. That's when the tongue in your mouth and the tongue in your shoe are going in two totally different directions. Tell about my step on your toes. Sit in there, style, if I'm not stopping. See, something has to occur to make you convicted like you've never been convicted before. It was that day on Riot in Inglewood, California, when I couldn't put a camera on my child. I said, now I'm willing to do whatever, whenever, wherever, with whomever, and call me whatever you choose on my way. Because this is not the residence, this is not the mindset, this is not the physical and mental zip code that I choose to live in. I'll stop by deprivation, I'll stop by lack, I'll stop by scarcity, but I am not taking out real estate. See, it's okay if we stop by those places. But some of you have done a piece out your life. Some of y'all have lived a house in Sadfield on World Lane around, Road Road. Because of that thing that kind of comes with the struggle. Well, I love referencing the struggle, but I don't need to be in it anymore. Yes? I want to help the struggle by not being one of the ones who's struggling. Come on, you guys. So I stopped by tonight, a real quick stop by, to talk about having a powerful conversation. Are you willing to have that? About having a powerful business, a powerful essence, a powerful dialogue, a powerful language. I stopped by to see, are you willing? When you drive through those nice communities where the houses are the wrong.com, you know that, they got a driveway for both angles, and everybody in your car can fit in your driveway. That's the part when the whole car can fit in your driveway, right? When we drive through those areas and you look, I don't think anyone will drive through and say, I don't want to live here. We may not like our neighbors, but we want to live. You drive in and say, well, I'd love to live here. Well, let me tell you how you live there. I just built a home. 6 months ago, I moved into my home. And some of you may have followed me on Facebook as I was building it. I was showing pictures of it, it was nature for me. Me and my 16-year-old son, the same baby that was on the county road. Him, my son and I are standing there, taking a picture next to the pole, and then taking a picture next to the wall that was going to be there, and then taking a picture next to the front door, and then taking a picture next to the beautiful 6-bedroom home with 3 lakes on the property, and just amazing. And then watching as my interior designer came in and customized the entire home, and I didn't even know that you could do that you can just go into a house already furnished, and I didn't break my back moving the stuff. I just walked in, and she heard everything I said, because somewhere on the line I said I wanted some Will Downing playing and I wanted candles lit. And I walked in and Will Downing, Will Downing playing, and candles were lit. And I was looking, I said, this is a long way from the county building on the that's another conference. That's not this one. This is about creating together as individuals and as a culture. Because we need you to win. My son needs you to win. My grandson needs you to win. My grandson's grandson needs you to win. Someone in your family, you may point to me, and because I'm winning, thank God, you can point to me and I look just like you. So we need the entire room. We need the entire room to be in the space. And you can't get in this space tippy-toeing into your grave. You can't ask for permission. Can I be greater than this kid? You need to stop asking permission and get noticed. By the way, I'm going to be great. In this room. So tonight is about that. Tonight is about being convicted the way that you've never been convicted before, being willing to do that thing you don't want to do. And say that thing you don't want to say. So you can be the man or the woman you know yourself to be. Yes. It's about finding what's the edge of my comfort zone. And then I'm going to start there. 2012, the rest of 2012 was about doing that thing I've never done before. So if you've done it before, guess what? It ain't going to work for you. Why? Because your ass did it. You trying to find success inside the parameters of what's familiar. Somebody gonna get that on the way. I want to write that down. You trying to find success inside the parameters of what you understand. Success is on the outside of what you understand. It's that thing you don't know. It's that thing you can't comprehend. It's that space you ain't gone yet. That's where it is. And so we get to play in that space. We get to play about powerful. We get to play unapologetically. See, we as a culture, we're about connectivity. Everything about our existence is about connection. It's where our life is. It's why we can have such a horrific past. Starting from in Africa and then taking the long journey over. And then all the hellacious things that happened to us over here, the way we survived was through connection and community. That's why we can go and get on our knees together, especially to pray together, have intercessory prayers. That's why we go on our ovens and we cook for each other. When I got money, I got some prayers, I got some heart, I got some blood, I got a big mama somewhere. And if I have a big mama somewhere, you won't let me borrow your big mama for a prayer too, right? So we already have that down pat, y'all. Now, financial abundance. That's our weakest link. That's that thing that we have not been able to conquer yet, which is why all the statistics that George mentioned are true. Because of our relationship to money. Now, it's not our individual relationship to money. It didn't start that way. It started as our blueprint. It's the thing that we inherited as a culture. We know three things about money. It ain't a lot of it. It don't grow on trees. And don't ask me for too much. That's that thing we know. We're afraid that we can have money conversations laughing as if we were talking about the same family. I remember I was at the counter buying clothes years ago at Ashley Stewart. Remember Ashley Stewart ladies? And I'm at the counter and at the time my COO is with me and she's white. And the woman said, this was maybe 12 years ago, she said, Miss Nichols, would you like to apply for an Ashley Stewart credit card? You get 10% off today. I said, oh, girl, don't waste your ink. I said, and they gonna say no. They gonna tell you to keep me on the stove. Don't believe the word she said, she gets no credit. And around the counter, all the other women start laughing and making comments about how, yeah, I was at the store once and I gave my credit card and I could have sworn she was gonna pull out them scissors. And then another woman said, the credit limit that I have on my credit card, I can't even got some $9 for that. Everything has limits. And my COO was just standing there. Mortified. It was only good for me. I didn't have a credit card. They didn't have to, deny it. It was all good. Okay, well, I'm not. I get in the car and she was like, no, see, these their mental zip code. Somebody gonna get this. Now all I'm doing tonight, I'm gonna give you a lot of the ahas tonight so that we at least know what we're working with. Like, I walk you slow. I told you I'm a transformational coach. Transformation is not something that's fast, y'all. It's not a Google download. It's not a Google download. Y'all you can't move a transformation. You know what? It used to be 20 minutes, then it was 15 minutes, down 5 minutes, a minute, and it's instant. I ain't eating that. Something ain't right. Something is not right. And I don't care how much of a rush I am. Something ain't right this instant. I'm listening to something. So it's not going to be an instant transformation. That's why I come back every year. That's why I invite you to come play with me so we can keep this going and it feels good to you.
Right.
But this is that journey that's forever change.
Got it.
See, when you want to change the trajectory of your life, you got to be committed to change everything. And some of you guys are still worried about what other people will think of you. You're more committed to my perception of you than you are to your own breakthrough. See, some of y'all that hurt. So when you realize what my grandma said, the other people's perception of you ain't none of your business. Then you keep going and do what you're supposed to do. Yes, yes? Yes, yes? Yes. So let me give you some keys to having a powerful, powerhouse business. Now I teach, of course, I have global leaders that I teach, and these are 32 individuals that I've committed to walk with for a year. And these global leaders, out of 32 people in the first 8 months, we were able to help them increase their collective revenue up to, they generated about $898,000 in additional revenue. But these global leaders are people who have committed to be radical for their own breakthrough, because they know they have to serve the world. They're radical. Radical. And let me tell you what lives inside radical. Radical is when you are not worried about how it might look when it comes out.
Yes, yes.
Radical is when you're willing to know nothing to learn everything. See, some students come to me and I can't teach anything because they're too full. We spend a good hour together learning about them. One of the first things inside of becoming a powerhouse speaker is you have to stay in self-development. You have to stay in self-development. Your business can never outgrow you, else you will do everything you can to bring it back down so you can see it. Yes. You have to expand your personal capacity so your business capacity can always grow with it. Yes. The biggest thing I had to do constantly was constantly stay in front of my brain. And y'all got me, that was hard. Because I didn't know about the secret. The secret was a secret to me. Who told me well and y'all know that I didn't know about the secret? I was just doing a project. I didn't know that thing was all around the world and overheard about it 7 times in one day while she was in Johannesburg. Who would have thought? When I tell you, and then I saw the video, and mind you, when we recorded the secret, none of us recorded together. I didn't even know the people, so I'm just talking. I have no idea what this is going to look like. And then I see them, who are all the people? And what are they talking about? Quantum physics?
Yes.
Law of attraction?
Yes.
Lord have mercy. Sometimes you will get an opportunity that you didn't even know.
Yes.
Let me tell you about those big opportunities. It is not for lack of opportunities that you are not where you want to be. It's for lack of believing that you deserve the opportunity. That you need to rise until the wheels fell off. Because when I saw that, I had 2 options. I could shrink and hide because it scared the bejeebies out of me. I had 24 brilliant people speaking about conversations I don't talk about in a context that I never heard on a platform that I didn't even know was being created. Already sitting in front of over American, getting calls from NBC and CNN, and I didn't even ask for the call. I had 2 options. I could shrink because that's where I knew I was familiar with motivating LA and motivating the United States. I wasn't ready for the secret to sell in 156 different languages in the first 6 months. See, you can't even map that kind of success. We don't even know the strategic plan for that. Right? And so I ask you, how many times did something huge come your way? Come on, you guys, this is going to be a candid conversation. How many times did something huge come your way? Just like just tell me, you said, I'm not ready right now. I need to wait till the kids get old. I need to wait till my partner goes support me. Some of us, I need to wait till I lose a little more weight. I'm just going to say the conversation we had. And then we wonder, why not me? Come on, y'all. I'm sorry. I just got somebody that would love you enough to tell you the truth. Jordan Love will say why he was right. Somebody that would love you enough to tell you that you were the main person in your own rescue. There is no hookup. And your color, my whole back in some circles, is the one thing that makes me stand out everywhere I go. I'm okay with that. And I was like, what's wrong with you? I'm the chopper over there. You know that. I don't choose to this. I don't know if you know what person or something you know you. I choose to make my people. That's my mindset. So I'm just stopping by to ask you, where's your mindset? How can you move to a powerful place of what you do? So number one is the self-development. A lot of times when you become an expert, you stop being a student. You stop being a student when you become an expert. You know so much that you can't learn anything else. And then you're the biggest fish in your community, then you might grow yourself. Now you're a size 12 possibilities living in a size 8 shoe. And so can you be a student again? Every year I have 4 mentors. I have 4 coaches in my life. Always. I'm a coach in my physical life, so that's why. I got a coach. I realize I cannot take myself any further in my health. Because when I get to my 5th push-up, I'm done. And I feel good about being done. And I'm saying, I feel about my push-ups. And somehow my coach gets funny on me. How does she do that? I'm going to keep her on my team. I would coach my spiritual life. So I can stay rooted and grounded and connected to my God. So that I'm not worried about how you do behind me. I know that I'm being obedient. But I need somebody who knows the word better than me, because when I'm on the road, I'm by myself, I'm on my 22nd day, and I'm lonely, and I miss my son, and I want to just lose my mind. I call it find the scripture. Find the scripture that says obedience. She can access it. I have a business coach. My company, the first year I had a business coach, my company grew 258% in the first year. That was years ago. My company has grown at least 3,300% in the last 10 years. It grows double digits every year. Because I got a business coach who knows more than me. I'm not smart, and then when she wanted to stop coaching me, thought she was going to fire me out. You going to fire me as your friend? No, that's not happening. You will be in my life forever. And then she sold her company for millions of dollars. She sold her company. She was like, I'll have some reason to work on. I said, oh, okay, well, you want to help with the company? She was like, I don't know. What do you want? What do you think? I said, well, I want to be the president of my company. I said, would you like to tell me what to do? She was like, yeah. So now she's the president of my company. Smart. I keep brilliant people around me who can coach me to my greatness, who make me uncomfortable all the time. So number 2, you gotta stay coachable. You gotta stay inside. Get a coach. Invest in your own breathtaking future. If you do everything your coach says, then they're a good coach. And don't get a coach that's scared of you. And you know, he's got some strength, so don't get no weak coach. Get somebody who's not a bully, but who can handle you. Right? Right, I tell people tell me all the time, you make my knees not as coach. Good. That's what you're supposed to do. It was comfortable. I'm not pushing your greatness. And 3rd, we have to learn our financial journey. You got to understand your finances. See, our relationship, I started to talk about our relationship with money, is not the relationship that we're designed to have with money. And I'm going to be very candid here. In the African American community and the Black community, our 2 strengths are spirituality and our faith. That's our strength. There are 4 quadrants. I want you to take your paper and make a big T. Get another sheet of paper. Make a big T. Let me see your face. I'm going to do yours for you. I want you to make a big T like that. So it's 4 quadrants, or X, or cross, whatever you call it. You have 4 quadrants, right? romantic, sibling, family, every kind of relationship you have. That's just relationships. And your lower left-hand quadrant is health and wellness. Right, health and wellness in that lower left-hand square. And in your lower right-hand quadrant, right, spirituality and faith. Now, all of these quadrants is what creates holistic success. Say holistic success.
Holistic success.
Say holistic success.
Holistic success.
Now, the reason why I want you to know about holistic success is because 95% of people walk around without it. Without it. Holistic success is when you have balance in each one of these areas in your life. And you won't ever get accidental balance. It will never be accidental. It has to be intentional. Most people are creating Pyrrhic victory. Say Pyrrhic victory. Say Pyrrhic victory. Allison, how do you spell Pyrrhic?
P-Y-R-R-I-C.
P-Y-R-R-I-C. It's spelled crazy, and I always forget. A Pyrrhic victory is, now get this, and I want you to think about how many people are having Pyrrhic victories. A Pyrrhic victory is when the cost of the success outweighs the success itself. The cost of the success outweighs the success itself. I.e., who's the girl who shaved her hair off? Britney Spears. Pyrrhic victory, she just crashed and burned. Who else? You see celebrities who we admire and go, whoa, they died of drug overdose, or they probably really happy. You see, that's a Pyrrhic victory. Does that make sense? Because they didn't monitor those four quadrants. All they did was look at business, finance, business, finance, business, finance, and everything else got rock solid. Does that make sense, you guys? Yes, yes? Yes. Come on, you guys. This is going to save someone a whole lot of stress and money when you get this. Pyrrhic victories can sneak up on you. You don't even know they're coming. I sit at dinner with people who are living inside Pyrrhic victories all day long. One of the reasons why I created this, because I had dinner with everybody who was just like, you know, from stage, I'm like, wow. Or on TV. And then I go to events and I'm at their houses and they say, can I talk to you? Aren't you the secret agent? Can I talk to you for a minute? I said, sure. Sit down and they go, good. And they fill up all those other quadrants that are out of whack. So you want success? Mind all four quadrants. How does that look? Set one goal in each quadrant each quarter. Write that down. Just set one goal in each quadrant in each quarter. Just one goal each quadrant, each quarter. I'm setting this up to have a powerful business and a powerful life. Okay? It's not necessarily all sexy. But it's what's necessary so you get to what's sexy. Each quadrant, one goal, each quarter. That's it. Yes, yes? Yes, yes. Now, I want to have you do an exercise in a moment. I'm in a season now where I'm doing more coaching and speaking. And I'm doing more coaching and speaking because I spent time last year for probably about 2 months on my hands and knees and just in prayer with God saying, what do I do now, God? That same young man who I was on government assistance with my son, that same kid who I worried if I would be able to provide for. At age 10, he and I were having lunch with the Queen of Swaziland. And he was standing on top of Mount Kilimanjaro saying, Mommy, look at me. And I remember watching my son going, wow, that's that same child. Like in one lifetime, the whole family changed. And he just graduated 2 weeks ago from high school, and he walked outside in his cap and gown, and we had 22 guests at the house, and I said a couple words to him, and I said, yes, what do you have for him? And Tim looked that way, and Tim looked this way, and uncovered his brand new car. I was more excited about the big cargo that I found. I was like, I found a big cargo that matched his cap and gown. Like, that was his reality. And 2 days ago, he wrecked the car, 17 years later. He's okay. And I put it in the shop yesterday, and I was like, I get out my back, son. But the fact that I can even do that, the fact that my mother meets me tomorrow night in Aruba, So excited. She's so excited. She's never been out of the country. She's so excited. And the fact that she doesn't know that they're throwing a yacht party in my honor, and she gets to go. And then she doesn't know that she's going to have lunch with the premier of the island, which is like the Obama of the island. The fact that my grandmother went to Maui with me last year. And she said, baby, Grandma just want to go to Maui before her time is up. And at 83, I said, come on, let's go to Maui. That's a long way away from that woman in the county building in St. Boulevard. So I'm going to give you nuggets. I can't dare give you everything that I want to give you tonight. Ray knows you've been with me for how many years? 6 years. And Ray still comes and sits in the classroom. Because I can't give you everything at once. But I can keep giving you some things, and then I can invite you to take radical action. Say radical action. Say radical action. Radical action. We are the culture that loves to talk. No one can talk like us. No one can tie the words together into the rhythm of the soul and the dip like us. No one can allow the essence of our soul to move from our voice like us. No one can move a room and make the hair on the back of your neck stand up like us. No one can just rhyme and roll and scatter, do all that just like us. No one. To the point that we do it too much. To the point that we've mastered that and that's all we're doing. To the point that we're 80% rhythm and rolling and talking and 20% of us. Everybody can come on the stage and tell you this. I'm for you. I got a pass. This is my food. And somebody gotta love me enough to shake me up. You gotta love me enough to make me mildly significantly uncomfortable in my own image of what I thought was great. Hello, somebody. Somebody gotta call out the black curtain and realize that my whiz is just a little woman, a little man pedaling real fast behind the curtain and save me from myself. Because it's not too late to make it. You're right on time. You're right on time. I do a training at the end of the year. It's the one that people requested the most. It's called Powerhouse Speakers. And it's designed just to move your message. And it's not just for speakers, it's for anyone in business. Because any business you do, you have to speak to do business. Whether you're speaking in front of the loan agent at the bank, whether you're speaking at the boardroom trying to get the deal, whether you're speaking on stage, whether you're speaking in front of that customer, you need to convey a message and be convincing. You need to be powerful. You need to understand and own your power and know the words. I promise you. I look at, what is that show, Shark Tank? I look at Shark Tank all the time and I'm going crazy because they have wonderful things they're pitching. They just didn't know I'm pitching. I'm like, oh, no, it's going like this. Because when there's 5 people on that judge, I want to listen and know what each one of those 5 people needs to hear. And I put that in a 30-second to a 60-second pitch. Know exactly what they need. Because today, your elevator pitch is great, but you got to come stronger than that even. You need the elevator to get off the elevator, walk down the hall, stop me at my door pitch. You need the pitch that's going to turn me around and change my direction pitch. Yes. That's just what you need right now. And so how do you do that? How do you come with that? A lot of it has to do with what you're thinking and how you're thinking and what you think about who you are in the business. And so here's the deal I want to do. I want to spend the next about 20 minutes, and you're going to start working now. So you can put everything down in your hand, put it all on the floor. And this is where you become a part of your rescue. Yes. Now I'm going to stretch you right now. So if you came in here not to work, well, Lord, I thought this was going to do all the work. How's she going to make me do something? This not only is the wrong room for you, but this is the wrong time. Because what I know that this is a conference about being in your own strength. This is a conference about you being powerful. So I understand I'm going to make you uncomfortable right now. That's my design. I'm going to stretch you. I'm going to see. And I see some of your faces like, to confront your thinking. See, I realized when I was going through this window, this door, and the other side of the door was nothing like what I've ever seen before. It was 5-star, 7-star lifestyle. And here I am coming from South Central LA to the home of the birds of the road 60, and you want me to live that life with those people that I've never been with, and I'm going to be at the threshold of this new life, and I'm going to not be able to quite fit through the door, and I realized I couldn't fit through the door because I was holding on all my own mindset, all my own junk, all my own limited beliefs, and I remember sitting at the door, and a couple of years passed me by. That's how you know it ain't working anymore. Now you working hard, you moving, but you ain't going nowhere. Like you move on, and I'm doing this, going, what is happening? What is happening? Why can't I get there? Why can't I get there? Why can't I get there? I'm working hard. How can I get there? And I realized that I had to be willing to turn around and look at my mindset and look at my overhead and look at my fears. And I had to be willing to say, I love you. Thank you for bringing me this far. But you won't fit in my breathtaking future. You won't fit. I thank you. I do. You my whole life from the hood. But I got to leave you right here in the hood. Now, I'm going to come back and visit you. Because you my girl. You always me. I don't apologize for one part of me. I love my Martin Luther Kingism. I love Martin Luther King and Digger. I love it. I love it. And I want to go back and visit them and survive them and serve them and love them and honor them and encourage them and hold their hands and keep walking with them. And then I want to go to the community and show them essence and substance and servanthood. But I have to be able to look at myself, look at who I was being in that door, trying to get through and trying to make it, and not letting anyone realize that I had a butt so big, look, trying to get my trunk. And I had to go turn around and open the trunk and say, I have to let you go. Because I got to go here. This is not about me, no matter what. Yes. Today, tonight is that for somebody. It's you want to wake up tomorrow feeling different, not even knowing what the difference is. It's because you don't fit back in your old conversation anymore. You don't fit back in your old lifestyle anymore. You don't fit back in your own mind anymore. And when you go home, you walk in and say, ever since you came back from that like the same. And all it says, I've been working hard to not be the same. So are you willing to let me step into a powerful experience? Are you willing to let me to facilitate a powerful experience for you? Now, this is just one of many exercises that I do when I work with my students because I'm a hands-on interactive experiential coach. So for every 20 minutes that I speak normally, I give you 40 minutes of experience, or vice versa, 40 minutes speaking, 20 minutes experience. Every hour has to have an experience in it because I blend cognitive learning with experiential learning. So I teach you what we're talking about, where we're going, and then I allow you to sit there and see what that looks like in your own life. Hands-on learning right here and now. Right away, go home and grow. Let's do that right here together. Yes. All right, remember y'all said. Remember y'all said. Yes. I hear you say. Remember y'all said yes. So now, I'm going to give instructions, and I want you to wait until I give it all the instructions before you move. All you super cheaters. I want you to get in groups of 4, okay? And I want the 4 people to be 4 people that you don't know. Oh man, Lisa, did you think I was going to keep you comfortable? Now, in a moment, you don't thank me for giving you 4 people that you don't know. They're people that don't know what you do. They can't tell you what you do. So I want you to get in groups of 4. And then I want you to, Stacy, my daughter, would you come up? Would you two beautiful sisters come up here? And would you come up? Anyway, oh, wait, I'm sorry. I did switch on the floor. I'm sorry. I apologize. My calendar. Late my calendar. Now, y'all get ready, because some of you guys came to the entire experience for what's about to happen now. And no matter how many people come tomorrow, the room's going to fill up. You will have an experience that no one else will have. And you are going to be quantumly. They're going to get started tomorrow. You're going to be all around the boost tomorrow.
Yes.
Because you showed up to the pre-launch. Say, I want you to face me. Should I want you to face me? Tony. And you face me. Perfect. So I want you to have your seats arranged like this. Okay, are they connected? Good. So I want you to have your seats arranged like this. But I don't want everyone facing the front. I want someone school around. I want some of you guys positioned this way. Okay. I want some of you guys positioned this way. Okay. Some of you guys positioned this way. Does that make sense? Yes. Now, some of your groups don't get confused. Just help them out. Don't talk about them. Don't think bad about them. Don't judge them. Just direct them. Because that would be me. If I was in your group. Alright? So grab 3 people that you don't know and get your chair situated like that. Now, wait, this. Let me be very clear. This is not a fishbowl experience. You do not get to stand on the back wall and decide you want to assess it. Because if you assess it now, you're going to stand on the back wall and come and play full out in your life. If you're going to play full out, play full out. And if you think you don't need it, you need to move to the front row. Right? Come on, you guys. You're here to play full out. No fishbowl. Ready, set, go. You guys do one more. You guys do one more.
That's what I got about 3,000. That's 3,000 people. Yeah, that's how we do it. That's 3,000 we got. We the best.
Okay. Ideas on me. You're about to go on a journey, on a ride. Can I have my three partners up here? I just need to know where. Now that you've got your partners, I want you to make sure you can see us. If you are sitting somewhere where you can't see us, just kind of stand up for a moment so you can see us. You guys assume your original positions. You guys sit there. Come back. So I talk about having a powerful business, having a powerful mindset, and having a powerful life. That requires a mindset shift. We each, every single one of us, have limiting beliefs. Right? Yes, yes? Y'all don't forget to say that, yes, yes, and I'm not worried about hearing stuff. Don't hear me, hear yourself in this concept. We have limiting beliefs. Now here's the deal. Most of our limiting beliefs didn't start yesterday. They come from something way back when. And when you have a belief system for a long period of time, or thought for a long period of time, that thought becomes your belief. That belief becomes your blueprint. That blueprint becomes your life experience. Yes, yes? But it started here with the thought. You guys get that? Yes. So most of the time, I want you to understand this, you are trying to treat the behavior, change the behavior, so you're trying to fix the leaf on the tree. And you haven't gone back to the seed to see what's the thought that I keep thinking that's creating the behavior, that's creating the habits, that's giving me my life experience. That makes sense? We're going to go to the seeds and plant a better seed tonight. Yes, yes? Now, I can do this with you for 8 hours, and we will still have work to do with you. Because you don't get to this church without some stuff. We're going to work on one. Okay? So I want you to take some time right now. I'm going to give you about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I want you to think, and this is not the first minute, you're not talking. It's quiet. I want you to think of the belief that's most disrupting you from being as powerful as you know you are. I want you to think. Now I'm going into my coaching here, because most motivational speakers, I just want you to do blah, blah. I want your transformation tonight. So what's the thought? Now there's many, because if we look at each quadrant, your finances, you got thoughts around that. Your relationships, you got thoughts around that. Your health and wellness, you got thoughts around that. Your spirituality, you got thoughts around that. I know, let's pick one. Let's put one. Now let me give you some of mine. So I realized about 3 years ago that I was not the dater. Meaning I was sociable. But there was nowhere that made fit in my life. Like, when I was scheduled between George Fraser and Ruth. Like I wasn't dateable. And I said I wasn't dateable because I was what? What? Right, because that's sexy. Come on, y'all, let's be honest. That looks good. I feel the multi-million-dollar company. I'm doing this. So, you know, our band-aids, our issues got bling-bling on. Hello? I thought we were a linguistic specialist. Right? Yes. I'm a grown woman. My excuses don't look good. I'm a orator, right? I'm but if I kill that off, you guys, if I get really, really raw and honest, here's what came up. Now, I'm using this as an example. This isn't where I am today because I did this exercise. I got other issues I can work on. I'll give you this one because this was the very first one that I did. And my belief system. Underneath the I'm busy, underneath, I don't have time, underneath I don't want a lot of traffic in my house because I was son and male child, all the sexy stuff. Underneath that, the truth came out. And that is, I don't believe that I'm going to ever find long-lasting, lifelong love. I don't believe that that's available to me. Now, whether the belief system is true or not, I'm going to breathe life into it, and it becomes my what? It becomes my reality. So, that belief system, I don't believe I'll ever have long-lasting, I believe I'm worthy of long-lasting love. So now, the three people around you, look at those three people right quick. The three people around you, okay, you got me? The three people around you, these people are about to be your earth angels. They are your earth angels. They got dressed and they showed up to be your earth angels. They said yes to the assignment unknowingly. They showed up tonight to be your earth angels.
Sure, Shay, you my earth
And
angel.
for the rest of this conference, they will be your earth angels. And then when you leave this place, I guarantee you they will still be your earth angels. These three individuals are going to help you reprogram. Neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, says that anything that's trained will be untrained. Anything that's learned will be unlearned, and then you can learn something new. Yes, yes? So I would say let's go back to that seed. Let's unlearn that, and let's learn something new that's going to support you to be powerful. Yes, yes? Okay, now it requires your honesty. It requires your honesty, your transparency. So you have to be willing to take it off for a moment so you can do that no problem. Does that make sense? Yes. So let's say we're using the belief system that I'm not worthy of love. So when I did this, I had three people like this in Aspen, Colorado, and the three people said, you are worthy for healthy, long-lasting love. So you're going to take the belief system you have, and then we're going to do the reverse of that for reprogramming. Does that make sense? Yes. Now first, I want you to understand what your limiting belief is. You got to know that. You got to be very clear on it. We're going to pick one. It's the one that came up. It's the one you don't want to say. Now let me give you some examples. I will always be struggling in finances. Anybody have that belief system? Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your honesty. There's not enough money to go around. Yes. I can't be successful looking like this. Anybody? Come on, you guys. Right. There's no one that wants to support me. I'm going to forever be alone. Right? Right. Look around. Thank you for your honesty. What's that belief system? My family will never support me. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your honesty. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I can't impose your belief system. But it's something. It's too hard. Your belief system, right? So this is what it looks like. You find out what the negative belief system is, and you share with your partners. So my negative belief system is I'm not worthy of long. I don't think I'm worthy of long-lasting forever love. Okay. And then we decide on what's the new thought that I want to have. The new thought that I want to have is I am worthy for long-lasting forever love. You almost just reverse it. Don't do a whole sentence. And it can't be long. It's not a song. It's not a poem. It's a mantra. It has to be something that you can keep saying when you leave here, because it's your new mantra. Does that make sense? Yes. So it has to be, for me, I am worthy of long-lasting healthy love, or forever love. I'm worthy of long-lasting forever love. Okay? So then, the action is, I'm going to say, I am worthy of long-lasting forever love, and then they will be my earth angels giving me what we call surround sound. Say surround sound. Surround sound. Because you know how you're in your head, and sometimes you need some help for you to get that out there? Well, this is your help right now, these earth angels. So I'm going to say, I am worthy of long-lasting forever love. And then they're going to say, you are worthy of long-lasting forever love. Now they're going to say it with passion. They're going to say it with vitality. So this room is going to vibrate in a moment. Right? So this is how it goes. I am Because the first few times, you don't even believe. And then something's going to happen. I kid you not. Something's going to happen, and you're going to move from here to here and just get it. For some of you, that's going to come with tears. Totally welcome. For some of you, it's going to come with laughter. Totally welcome. For some of you, it's just going to come with the totally welcome. It'll come whatever way it comes. For those of you who are angels, I need you to look at me right around. You know, you guys can talk for about a minute or so. Don't try to count time. You'll see me do this. When I do this, that's when I'm about to start doing this, and that means you just start going down in your voice. Now, the person in the center, they're not going to see me, so they just do that. And that's cool. And they'll just get it because they'll hear the room going down. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. And you are advocating for their breakthrough. You're all about them right now. Leave an eardrum in their ear. Don't be afraid to put your hand out, especially the person in the back. Let them know you're there. Or if they're not touching you, just be around them. You can tell, but just let them. Honor that. Don't try to rush them. Honor them there. Are you guys ready for this? Yes.
Every group has 4 people.
Does every group have 4 people? Anyone need a group? You need one person? Okay, great. All right. So now, I want you to think for the next minute, for about 30 seconds, what's your limiting belief that you're going to work on? What's the thing that you're saying there's not enough of? What's that thing that's holding you back from being powerful? Ready, and go for 30 seconds. Thank you guys so much. You guys made up your part. Thank you. Think about it. Think about it. 15 more seconds. Keep thinking about it. Some of you may need to write it down. That's fine. If you want to grab a piece of pencil and paper and write it down. 10 seconds. Okay. Now, I want you to think of what's the positive thought to that. Now, here's the deal. You don't have to believe it today. Just know what it is today. We're going to work on the belief in a moment. But what's the positive to that? The short version. Now, for some of you, you may need to write this down so you can see it, because it's so, you've been living with the negative thought. You haven't been living with the powerful thought. So you need to write it down. Feel free to grab something and write it down. But what's the powerful thought? I am worthy of goodness and abundance. I'm going to throw a couple things out. Anything I throw out, you can have it. I am worthy to be happy. I am beautiful in my skin today. Some of you guys are waiting to lose weight, waiting to get in shape to live your life. How about when the person tell you living your dreams can get you in shape? That's right. So don't wait. I am beautiful. Some of you are right out of relationships, so you have to work in this conversation. I'm not worthy of love. I am worthy of healthy love. So what's that mantra? I am good enough, and I've always been good enough. What's that mantra? What's that thing that you can lean back on? You gotta have that place you go, that thing you go to. All right, you guys ready? Look, only one person said yes. It's like maybe. All right. Look, y'all are hard. Anybody tweet yet? Y'all like all into it. Y'all not a tweet. They're like, you guys. Okay, after this, we're going to tweet. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So now, Archangels, we need you to be on point. Person in the middle, take a deep breath, lean back in your seat. Archangels, I want you to scoot your chairs up so that you're at a comfortable proximity. You're not keeping AT&T in business with a long distance conversation. All right. Okay. All right. So, right. Anybody a little nervous right now? Good. I told you my job would be taken by your company. 2 times so that the people in your circle can hear. Erasers, you're not going to repeat it yet. You're not going to repeat it yet. You're just going to listen, so in a moment you're going to be ready to repeat it. Okay? So ready, and go. Say your new mantra twice. Okay, stop. Okay, stop. Some of y'all are saying paragraphs. It needs to be a mantra. A mantra fast. I need some of you guys to shorten it. A mantra fast so your team can get it. Your earth angels can get it like this, y'all. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Your earth angels gotta get it, okay? Share it. So the world has yet to meet you with this new truth. They don't know you yet like this. So you must introduce yourself to the world with this new truth. So on the count of 3, I want you to loudly and boldly claim that new mindset that you have boldly. And right when they finish, I want your earth angels to make some crazy kind of noise cheering. I want the earth angels, I want you to greet them with their new understanding with so much energy that you carry them. On the count of 3, the first thing you're going to do is state who you are and you believe. And right when you finish her name, y'all know what to do. Shake the chandeliers. 1, 2, 3. You guys get that?
this new mindset. They only know who you came here as. They have no idea who you leave here with. And you have to introduce yourself to them. And they will try to hold you accountable to who you used to be. Because that's who they're used to. And only you can explain it. And only you can convince me. You've done the work. You've addressed the mindset. You've had earth angels align with you now. And now it's just left to live. On the count of 3, I want you to introduce yourself to the world as to who you are in this moment forward. Boldly and with clarity. And then earth angels, I want you to separate them into a whole new paradise shift like they've never seen before. 1, 2, 3.
Coming to you right now, Keisha.
Yeah! that there's never enough. Society will want to believe when you don't get in fast and quick, you're not going to get yours. But watch us prove that we serve an abundant God. So we're going to show that service is powerful and you always have enough. Thank you so much, my two beautiful, beautiful brothers. I want you to say the new mindset. And I want that mindset to be something you can apply tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning when you go in your clothes for the conference. That mindset. That wants to be something. Even if you know it and it has nothing to do with the conference, it influences you to have you walk a little more powerful
You're amazing, Keisha. You're amazing, Keisha. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I'm not ashamed to say that on the microphone.
No genie in the jar. It is a room full of like-minded people. Individually and collectively made a decision. Now you couldn't stop us if you tried. silence. Take a deep breath. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to just embrace the transformation that just occurred. I want you to hold the space for each person. How every time you chanted that new belief to them, you so wanted them to get it. How you could feel it and you were holding it for them. How every ounce of energy in your body was going for them to get it. Just I want you to experience that level of servanthood again, right now in this moment. And how who they are is forever etched in your mind. And how now you get how you will always be the earth that you are. Now I want you to silently open your eyes. And I want you to look at each person in your circle. And without saying a word, I want you with your eyes to say thank you. With your eyes, I want you to say thank you. I want you to say thank you for showing up for me with your eyes, not saying a word. Just with your eyes. Thank you for getting on that plane, that train, that boat, that bus, getting that car, whatever. Just thank you for getting me. I needed you tonight. And I didn't even know I needed you like that. Just with your eyes. Just with your eyes. Don't say a word. And now I want you with your eyes and look at them, and I want you to let them know, God, oh, I'm going to be that. Your investment of time was a good investment in me. You did not waste your time. I'm going to be that person, unapologetically. And now, with your mouth and your arms, share with me. Hug, high five. One that you should lead to your child. My son, he's 18 and he wants to be a master chef. And that same little boy that I had, I couldn't put cameras on. In 9 weeks, he leaves to go on an international culinary internship tour that Mom made up. So he goes to New Orleans for 2 weeks to cook, and then he goes to the British Virgin Islands for a month to cook, and then he goes to Italy for a month to cook. He learns how to cook pasta in Tuscany, sauces in Sicily, and desserts in Rome. and I'm coachable, and I'm hungry. I'm hungry. So I like to work with people who are hungry and want to talk. So I'm going to extend an invitation to you. Not everyone will play or even can play because we don't have enough room in our program. I'm blessed to say that we fill up our programs in the first probably about 15, 20 days of invitation. And we often have to say more no's than yeses. I always try to reserve something to launch here at Power Network so that you have the first right of it. That's the least I can do. And so I've done it. Because what I believe in is that you as a leader, you are serving from your cup. But oftentimes when you serve from your cup is half empty. Come on, y'all. Yes. And for some of you, your cup is bone dry. Come on, you guys. That's when the yes gets difficult to say. That's when it hurts. Because you've said yes so much and you haven't been poured back into it. That's when you superheroes and super sheroes have believed that the essence of your chest wasn't a water. And you thought it was. And so I found that somehow I am the place where superheroes and super sheroes come to take your tank off. And to feel safe. And to fill your tank back up. So that's what I do. I look for world-class people who want to play a world-class game. I'm not in the converter business, so if you don't think you can play a world-class game, I'm not the first stop. But if you know you can play a world-class game, you just need to get some support. You need to get some team, you need to get some techniques, you need to get some tools, then I can help you with that. Because what I know is that when you fill your tank up right here, most of you are ready to serve from this place. You came in ready to serve from this place. But here's what a leader will tell you, the teacher will tell you. This is not the time to serve. Tonight, what we did together, what you allowed yourself to experience because you were coachable, you allowed me to teach you, was you allowed me to take you not only and fill your tank up, but to put you in overflow. Because a leader, and you get that a leader is not to serve from your cup ever. That your job is to serve from your overflow. That your job is not to give anything up from your cup. Your job is to only serve from your saucer. Which is why I can do a whole another 3 hours of this. Because I'm only serving you from my saucer. I'm not giving you from my cup. So that's your job. Yes, you like that? You can have that. You can have that. And this ain't too late. It's my crystal light. But I want y'all to see what we did tonight. You came in here. Some of you came in here. And then we got 3 young babies that got the same mindset. It took us 2.5 hours to get you to the point where now you're in your overflow, which is why when you leave here, the hardest thing to do is going to be to go to sleep.
Yes.
Yes. I'm just teaching y'all as much as I can while I can. My time is coming to a close, but I want to share a couple of things with you. Number one, I have been asked more than anything to teach people how to speak positive. And I really resisted it because, and I don't want to sound braggadocious or anything, but it comes so natural to me that I felt guilty, like I'm going to make a course out of something that I just do. And then I was at an event in Maui, and a gentleman came into my workshop and he said, I came to hire you to teach me how to tell powerful stories and speak powerfully. I said, well, that's not on my menu list of what I'm serving right now and doing. He said, I don't care. He's Russian, so he was very direct. They're very direct. I'm like, you don't care. He's like, I'm not asking you what's on your, I didn't even look at yourself. I just need you to teach me how to tell stories like you do. I am a student of Jack Canfield's, but that's not what he's teaching me. I need to teach you how to do that. I said, well, okay. He invested in himself $32,000 to come and spend 12 hours with me, 2 separate times, 6 hours each time. And I freaked out because I know you can't wait for me just to tell stories with you. It has to be more difficult. I can give him $32,000 with a guy, but I'm thinking a whole business transformation, which I can do that too. So I showed up the first day, and I got all these agendas, all this stuff. And I'm thinking, I gotta do all this, 32 grand, it gotta be. And I went to start to, Miss Nichols, all due respect. I said, tell me stories. him telling the same story. He was crying, his wife was crying, and my sister was crying. And we did that for 6 hours. And at the end of the first 6 hours, he says, I am coming back for my second time, but I've got on every dime worth in this one time. We've been working together for 8 months, and in 8 months, his speaking ratings have gone up from a 4 to a 9. Because he's a great student. He flies 21 hours from Russia to spend 6 hours with me. At the end of his second 6-hour session, he said, I'd like to purchase 5 more. I said, oh, and how am I going to work on revenue plans and project forecasting? He goes, no, just stories. And what I got was, it is time for me, and I have begun to build a system around how you captivate a room. How do you grab an audience, whether it's one person that you're presenting to, a client, or whether it's 1,000 people or 10,000 people. How do you do that? Now, I couldn't just go with just that. So I am a systems person. I'm not a systems person by nature, but I've learned systems to run a business. See, I'm not a speaker. I'm an infopreneur. I disseminate information on multiple platforms. Speaking is one. I'm a CEO of a business. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to invite you to be a part of a training program. We have 100 slots open, we have about 80 slots left. It's called Powerhouse Speakers. And it's designed for entrepreneurs who are simply working to, what's y'all looking at? Oh, hi. Who did that? You did that? So that's right, you did that? Hi, thank you. So it's actually, we've expanded to be a 4-month online course. And it starts online. And I give you my videos and my DVDs, and the first thing you do is you analyze them. I give you questions to answer, so you see where's the verbal highlight, where was the pregnant pause. So you understand it by looking at it. Does that make sense? Now, these are the things that you will be able to apply in your entire business, no matter what you're doing. Okay? Then I give you, of course, for those of you who will join the intensive, you then, after you watch me, you then record your own 3 minutes. And you send it in to our master facilitators. And our master facilitators will look at it and assess it and give you feedback. I'll be one of those master facilitators. I can't guarantee you it will be me, but my master facilitators know what to look for, right? They're very good. And we will assess your speakers so that you can apply that right then before we even come together. And then you're going to look at, there's a lot more than this. You're going to get our course called Wisdom and Wealth. Now, Wisdom and Wealth is very powerful because Wisdom and Wealth is a 6-session course taught by my business coach, my mentor, the woman I told you about who helped me grow my business 258% in 1 year. She teaches the course, so it ain't no joke. Now, this Wisdom and Wealth course, I teach it with her. It's the first time we've ever recorded teachings together. Powerful. Now, I gotta tell you, it's going to push your financial buttons because it's designed to expand your financial mind. It's designed to move you from this financial zip code to this financial zip code so that now you're attracting wealth. Does that make sense, you guys? Yes. Now you're not running away from poverty, you're attracting wealth. Does that make sense? Yes. So it goes like this. Stay right from poverty. We got a butt shot. Woo! Yeah, I can't like that for this one. So Wisdom and Wealth is a very in-depth 6-session course. So there's 4 months online, and then within that 4 months, I do a 6-session telecourse. So I kick in, you start in August, I kick in September. And every other week, you're on a teleseminar with either me or one of my master facilitators talking about the art of building your business and building your brand at the same time. The one thing I've done is leverage my brand beyond belief. And I teach you how to do that. So we do that for 3 months, and then for 4 months, and then the end of it, it culminates in a 3-day live training in San Diego. Now that, you guys have just been with me for 2 hours. Yes, yes? Yes. That's 3 days. So eat your wheat, drink your water, get your sleep. Because we do this for 3 days. When I tell you, you come out feeling like you lost 50 pounds, you have a new mindset, and we just on fire. But bigger than that, I teach you in that training, I teach you the verbal inflections. I'm on stage the whole time. We take 10 people who signed up to be spotlighted. And I listen to them, they do a 10-minute speech, and then I coach them, and I actually do their speech back, and you see the coaching right there in the moment. And then I do some more things, and then I get your pods, and you guys start getting coached in small circles with my master facilitator. When I tell you, you do not come out of that training the same level of speaking. Now, you're going to use that speaking ability for many, many things. From your children, to your business, to the boardroom, to the bank, when you're getting a loan, to everything. With this technique, I increased my closing ratio from 10% to 68%. But I wasn't tracking it. And then people start telling me about it, and I thought, oh, let me track that. Oh, that is going to be, oh, I don't want to do that. And that's how I came about. So I'm simply turning around and giving you what people have asked for the most. How do I become powerful? What's the words? What's the voice inflection? What's the verbal highlights? Where are the pregnant pause? What's the story? What's the transparency? How do I do that inside of business? And so we teach you all of that. And so that program, the 4-month course and the live, is valued at $15,886, around about that. And we decided that we were going to throw a couple extra things in it. I put in a section called Ultimate Success Package, and that is 4 of my mentors that people don't have access to. One of my mentors, he makes $850,000 a month on the internet. He's not even that friendly. I'm honest. He's just brilliant. And he's not available to anybody. And so I asked him, can I record you? So I can make you available to my people. He said, all right. Another mentor is my publisher. She's closed $22 million in book publishing deals. I got her on the phone. I interviewed her. I took 6 of my mentors that reported to me to help me shape my life, and I just recorded them. And so I'll offer that to you as well. That's valued at about $2,437. That's a bonus. And then I'm doing a few more bonuses. And one bonus is what I'm very excited about. George, thank you for letting me do radical. Thank you. So the value is $15,886. The investment to get into the powerhouse speakers is $3,297. $3,297. That's what the bonus is out there, but the program costs $3,297. And the investment to hold your spot is $1125. So you pay $1125, and then you just pay 4 payments of like $543. And this is June. You won't get a July payment bill. You'll get an August bill. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's $1125 to hold your spot. We have about 80 spots left, and it's $543 a month for 4 months, and then you're in our live training. That's the intention. But I will try to be radical. And if you purchase an intensive this evening, I am going to pay your way to Frazier next year, which is a $695 value. Yes, yes? Yes, yes? Yes. If you decide you want to do that, and I want you to definitely do that here, because I don't want you to have to make a decision with either or. I believe in both. I stopped choosing either or a long time ago. Let's choose both. And then if I can help you, so I'll pay your way out of your investment. I'll pay your way back in next year if you choose to say yes. That sound good?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that's the Powerhouse Speakers Intensive. You end up with us live in December, first weekend of December. So you have plenty of time to do the online course, and then you come with us live. You know, 3-day transformational training. Transformation, not just around speaking, but around your life, like tonight. You just have 90% more of this. If you can handle this. Y'all got 4 months to get ready. Get in the gym. Get in the gym and get ready. Look how far y'all got serious. We're gonna take more action. Yes, we're gonna take more. We just getting started tonight. Yes. Now, for those of you who want to participate in the Powerhouse Speakers Program, but you may not be able to be away the first weekend of December, or try to walk out and know everyone's available. If financially may be a challenge, we decided that we would do something to support you there too. So if you would like to attend, how many of you guys, whether you are planning to attend or not, how many of you guys would like to attend Powerhouse Speakers? Just keep your hands in mind. Okay, great. So we try two ways to make it easy for you. So the first way is the 4 months, and you culminate with me and 99 other people in San Diego for a live training. The second way is you do everything in the virtual training that I just mentioned, all the courses, everything, with the exception of having a master facilitator call you back on your video. You don't get the master facilitator calling you back on your video. You get everything else. And when it comes to the Powerhouse Live, we reserve a satellite seat for you. So we have a live simulcast, and you're looking at everything happening live, and but you're learning from the comfort of your own home. Does that make sense? Don't want to go to sleep while I'm teaching or anything, because I can't see you. But you're in your home, and you have what we call a satellite seat. Because we want to make it available to everyone. And see, I have clients all around the world. I have clients from Bulgaria asking me, when do you come to Bulgaria? I don't quite have it on my calendar yet. So take a satellite seat. For that, your investment is only $900, is it $997? $997 for a satellite seat. Same content, same 4 months, but your satellite seat, our satellite seat is $997. And to secure that spot, it's only $333. And then you do 2 other payments of $332. Does that seem fair?
Yes.
I'm just trying to make it available for everyone so you can say, well, I couldn't play. No, you can play. You just got to figure it out. Was that a stretch or?
Stretch.
So, does that sound clear to us? Are there any questions about the program? So I want you guys to be very clear on the program. Any questions about the program? Yes.
So the online course you take at your leisure.
No, you take the online course, satellite seat, meaning you're going to be looking at the workshop live. But the online part preceding the live training, you're going to get like my videos downloaded. And I'm going to say this is the month. So in August, you have a set of work to do. And then you have questions I'm going to ask you. So it's a course, and you're inside. And then at September, I'm going to launch the teleseminar. And I'm going to give you some more video. And then I'm going to give you some questions. You answer those. And so we're all at the same pace. But whether you do it at night, or the morning, Saturday, or Monday, that's on you. But pretty much week to week, we're going to be doing some stuff. Any other questions? Yes. Nice and loud. How long do the teleseminar sessions last? About 75 minutes. So I always say block out 90 minutes because of the trickle effect. I won't hang up if you guys are still asking questions. But about 60 to 75 minutes of content. Okay? Yes, please.
Are the calls live or are they pre-recorded and we're listening to them?
Live. All the calls are live, and you'll have access to listen to the recording. So we'll give you the recording, the link to the recording, but they will all occur live. And we'll have 2 content calls and 1 Q&A call. 2 content calls, 1 Q&A call. So you'll have a chance to build up your Q&A. If you have a question about something last week, you can email it in, and you can save it live for that night. I will email it in because then it really gets in. Any other questions? Is it going to be difficult? If you have a hard time getting action. Can you see results before you start the program in December if you come to the intensive? Yes, you can. Do I expect for you to have a drastic change? Yes, I do. If you don't have a drastic change, what will it be attest to? The level of action that you're getting. I guarantee you we have built more businesses in the last 3 years than I can count by doing this. So if you're interested, yes, Rob. Do I have any prerequisites? Nope. You just gotta show up ready to do like what we did tonight. Playful out. That's the one request that I have. Come ready to playful out. Because a lot of people come from my rescue, and I can just give you instructions. If you're willing to playful out, we can get you there. We can get you there. So that's the one thing. Just come radical. Just kind of. I like to come. I've tried everything else. I'm done. I'm done with excuses. Come on, let's go. Like that energy. That's exciting.
6 tweets.
So, yes, sir.
Spring track on that.
No, I'm just making it up. She said, "Do I have a spring track on that?" No, we're doing this first one because people kept screaming that they needed it, and I'm like, okay. So whether we'll do a spring one, I'm not sure. I do know this one. It's difficult because my company, you guys know my company is going public. You'll stop taking, when I came here last year, George, my brother, so graciously said, tell the world, tell the people. And I didn't know how to tell them. I told you, I opened it up. My brother's eyes
just came in and we were going to raise $150,000 investor dollar in Republic, and we're now at $810,000 raised. It's closed, and so I don't know what my life will look like next year. I'm going to be on Republic, so no. If you're interested in Powerhouse, yes, ma'am.
Because of the limited space, we only have so many prints. So
How many spaces do we have?
You said 80, but we really are 68.
Okay.
So because of that, we only have a limited amount of these. So the request is that you only take one if you're going to enroll because we don't have enough to take with you. So you can pass those out if you're interested now. So you have it, so you have to rush to the back table.
Okay. So if you're interested in either the Powerhouse Speakers Intensive or the Powerhouse Speakers Academy, would you raise your hand? I'm going to share some gifts that my grandmother told me I need to share. And while your hand is up, they will come around and give you A's at home. Keep your hands up and show those. So my grandmother says that I should always come bearing gifts. Don't your grandma tell you that? Girl, don't come to nobody's house empty-handed. Right? So let me explain a couple of things. And sir, would you stand up? Yes. So this is Destined for Greatness. And Destined for Greatness is 2 hours of me doing what I did tonight, launching my book no matter what, telling stories. And really reminding the audience that no matter where you are today, all that matters is that you remember that you're destined for greatness. It's powerful, it's going to make you laugh, it's going to make you cry, it's going to make you reflect, and may I give you some So if you're wondering how do I choose, everyone in the room touches me. But then there's those people that you kind of see that little something, they're right on the edge, they're right in that space, and I just kind of pray and ask God, who am I supposed to touch, who am I supposed to bless? And can I have one more Destined for Greatness? Yes. Sweetheart, could you stand up? So what was your mantra? What is your mantra?
I am destined for greatness.
What's your mantra?
I am destined for greatness.
So I would be remiss if I didn't give you Destined for Greatness. Will you stand up? What was your mantra?
I speak effectively, and people say yes to me.
I didn't know what you said over there. I couldn't hear you because I was around the room. I felt you. I felt your conviction. I felt your passion. And I found myself praying for your breakthrough as you walked around the room. Because I wanted, whatever you were saying, I wanted just like you. Because you were contagious. You were contagious. This is a paraliminal. And paraliminals is the study of neuro-linguistic programming, what we did tonight. And this is a phenomenal tool. It is the most phenomenal tool I've ever heard of. I didn't create it. I learned about it. It worked for me. So I did it so I can work for other people. Paraliminal is when two people are talking to you. One in your left ear and the other in your right ear. When both sides of your brain is being engaged at the exact same time, the part of your brain that doubts doesn't have time to be engaged. Isn't that interesting? That's some good stuff. I don't know how they do it. And it's very meditative. And so I want you, that mantra that you have, I want you to hold on to it and not let it go. And this is called You Deserve It. Because oftentimes it's not for lack of opportunities that we don't move forward, it's for lack of believing that we deserve it. So this is like my semen. I listen to You Deserve It like it's not me on. Because I don't know what's around the corner. I say, I didn't get ready for Oprah in the green room. I had to get ready for Oprah in my living room. This is what I stood on. And so in your meditative quiet time, it's not me crazy on fire like this. It's me in a very meditative mode. You can go to sleep to it. It's going to help reprogram your brain for your worthiness to understand that you are worthy for your next grade lesson. May I bless you with this? And then finally, I want to add this. That will be you, so right. This is called, you don't think that I gave it to one person because this is called Lady Coming Off. But I'm giving this to you because when my first year having this out, I got more emails from men saying you misnamed it. Ladies and men coming off. This is 5 CDs of that candid conversation that every woman needs to have with another woman, but we don't know how to have it because it's filled with too much pain, shame, regret, and anger. And it's the conversation we wish we could have with you, but we don't know how to have it. And so we need to, but we're trying to figure it out. And so I would like to bless you with this, though I created it for women. I want to bless this to you because there are women in your life, whether on the sibling level, family level, romantic level, friendship level, or even colleagues. And I would like for you to understand some of our come from space. So this talks about our relationship to money, our relationship to our self-image, our relationship to our health, our relationship to our willingness. And this is an inspirational piece. It's very personal, so it'll sound very weird if I'm saying sis and just kind of put yourself in there. And I would like to let you just so you can learn about it. And everyone who gets a powerhouse and sense of that bundle that I just gave out, all 3 of those, you get that also as a gift from me tonight. And if you want to get it on your own, you have access to it on your own. And then lastly, there's a training, online training that I provide for you. And it's 2 courses. One is called No Matter What Mindset. And that's a 6-session course all around your self-image, all around your worthiness, all around pushing past limiting beliefs, all around the things we did tonight. It's all of that. No business. All of that. Who am I in the world? And how can I show up powerfully? How can I expand my personal capacity so that my business can grow? And then coupled with that is a program called Wisdom and Wealth. And that's the financial. Those 2 programs, I put them together. They're normally valued at about $1,300, and you can have them for $497, something like that, if you choose. I'm not here to sell you. Thank God I don't have to sell you. I'm here to serve you. It's my job to give you tools, and it's your job to choose. It's my job to make it available to you, and it's your job to make a choice. So I'm not here to sell you. I'm here to serve you. In any way that is, whether it ends tonight, I'm complete with that, and I'm grateful. Or whether it begins tonight, I'm complete with that, and I'm grateful. Because I realize that the distance from Century Boulevard and the county building for me was simply what I knew, what I learned, and who held on tight to me. And so I decided tonight, if you want me to hold on tight to you, then hold on tight, I will do it. And for those who've been in my community, you know I don't let you go. And even when you stop holding on, I won't stop holding on. I won't forget what you want when sometimes your faith tends to waver. It's my honor to serve you. It's my honor to stand beside you as your sister friend in prosperity and in possibility. It's my honor to represent you in spaces that you may not be. And more than anything, it's my honor to hold the door over for you as you come into your next and best season. I love you and I honor you. Thank you.
What is it doing? And we'll see first thing tomorrow morning. We'll be studying at 10 o'clock in front of the Grand Ballroom. So be there and be square. This is
That's what I'm really enjoying. And I enjoyed the whole concept altogether. I think that's one of the most beautiful things I've
Amazing. Thank you so much. Go out to the George Fraser's page today and see your photo. Because hey, where's the nephew? Get the family. Come on. Okay. I'm going to ask. I'm going to go find out what the date is. All right, right there. There we go. What you go get it. Oh, because it's all technology.